Hello everyone, welcome back to the videos. It is wonderful to have you guys here again as always. Today in this video I thought I'd give you guys a bit of a rundown of what's been happening, both in the workshop and with some cars and things like that. I've got that thing in the naughty corner at the moment. Figured I'd give you guys a rundown of what the go is with that. As you know, some other bits and pieces that I've got going on at the moment. You'll have to excuse the shake cam. I forgot to bring my GoPro in stupidly. I'm an idiot. We're well aware of this. Thank you, train. We're well aware of this. Let's be real here. So I'll give you guys a brief rundown on that later. So if you guys want to see what's going on, I'm doing with that, skip ahead now. If you want to see what happened with Dazza, hang around. I'm gonna give sort of a brief description of what's going on with him. And I want to have a bit of a chat about some future plans for the channel and myself moving forward in 2024 and 2025. So jump ahead if you want to see what that's all about. But Dazza, that stupid idiot out there, as far as he goes, he's hurt 3 engines recently in a month or 2. And they were all my own fault and basically just stupid mistakes. I'm an idiot. I know this. You guys are probably well aware of this. So that one there is the first stock bottom end that was in him. Spring gap. I put a bump stick of my own. Specifications in it, you know, just testing out, playing around with some things. We uncovered a pretty big restriction in it, fairly high up in the horsepower level. You know, once you start cramming boost through, you know, fairly stock heads, stock valves, just with some valve springs, they choke out pretty quickly, especially with the stock intake manifold on them. It ended up making the best of 713 horsepower, I think it was, on my dyno, which is no slouch and, you know, nothing to sneeze at. But I know the engines have more in it. When I put the camshaft in it, I noticed that the cam bearing in it was stuffed. Like, yeah, I noticed it was fucked. And when I pulled the camshaft out of it, that cam bearing came out with it and was ultimately the cause of that engine's death. So that is what it is. That happened just a few weeks before road trip. If I can throw the video in here of it just before road trip, I will. And that was, stuck that one in it. So slapped that one in it to get me out to road trip and get through road trip. I needed another bottom end in it to do what I needed to do, so I slapped that one in it, yanked the cam out of that first dead one and slapped it into that one with my cylinder heads, another set of gaskets, lifters, push rods, intake, turbo system. Basically just slapped it all back together the way it was. Redid the tune on it, tuned it to about 650 wheel, called it there, and went out and did road trip drag challenge. As you guys saw, it did pretty well, but editing the video I found the exact moment that hurt that engine, and that was running it out of fuel. turns out running an engine out of fuel at wide open throttle with a fair hunk of boost through it is a bad thing. Who would have thought? No, that's my own stupid thing. I should have checked the fuel. The trouble was the gauge is still saying full, and it had been doing so the day before as well. I didn't realise it was sticky because it was working fine before that. But yeah, I guess filling it up for road trip, pushed the gauge right up to full and stuck it there. Anyway, so that hurt that one. So I had one more engine bumming around the bottom end, dragged that out, put some ring gap in it, checked over a couple other bits and pieces. I slapped a fresh set of rod bearings in it while I was there, because I could, just to give it the best possible chance of staying alive. Same thing, same heads, cam, intake manifold, all that package. Back on it, put it on the dyno, tuned it again to about 650 wheel. And yeah, thing loved life. I drove it around for 2 weeks like that, beating the piss out of it. Didn't miss a beat. And then day of the Christmas party, I put it back on the dyno. Checked it out, and I was doing a skid in the complex here, and I believe the nitrous was on when I didn't want it to be on.
Keep going, brother!
Don't drink and tune, it never works well. So I believe that that's ultimately what is the demise of the engine that's in it now. What does that mean for him? I'm not sure. I've got enough bits and pieces around I can assemble one more stock bottom end and have one more go at it. I'm waiting on a set of valves to get a set of cylinder heads that I'll have significantly ported to try and free up these restrictions in them with the standard heads. So I'm going to do some bigger valves, better port job, and with that I will fit another intake manifold just to remove the shitty air distribution that the stock ones give them. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, that'll be the go. That'll be the go for dazzas next time around, I think. So with that being said, no, I know I'm an idiot. You guys know I'm an idiot. But shit happens, you know. It's part of racing, it's part of life. Mistakes get made. I'm a forgetful fuck as well, so that really doesn't help. But yeah. So where I want to move from here with the channel, I kind of want to get a bit of your guys' advice about this as well. Stupid thing. Yeah, I kind of want to get a bit of advice from you guys about this as well, like where would you like to see the channel go and do and so forth. So I'm a car guy. You know, I'm not really biased to any one platform. I've come to enjoy the V6s for what they are, both cheap, readily available, decent aftermarket support for them. It really could be better. I am trying to help with that, but a lot of companies just blow you off when you say you want to build some parts for a V6, and they make pretty decent power, you know, relatively small mods. But being a car guy, you know, I want to diversify myself a bit, and play around with some other engines and other platforms, and just, you know, I want to learn, you know, not just stuck doing the same thing over and over and over again that I seem to be doing pretty recently. It is all self-inflicted. That being said, though, I am still going to play with my V6s, don't get me wrong. I have 3 V6 builds coming up, one being Ethel that you know about, one you don't know anything about. I've still got a bunch of parts I need to try and collect for that, but it's going to be pretty serious, so I'm not going to rush collecting that one. And another one that's going to happen pretty quick, you'll see it very soon. I'll even go over it at the end of this video. So yeah, I'm not throwing the V6s away, don't get me wrong, but I do want to play with some other engine platforms, you know, LS, Barra, N54, 2J, RB, what other cool engines are there? There's heaps, like K24, you know, I just want to play around with some other stuff. So I've made the decision, I'll put this other engine together, excuse me, for Dazza, do what I've got to do and want to do with it. If it survives, I will then take it out and sell it off. And I think I'm going to put a 5.3 into Dazza, so he'll end up getting an LS. I have another car in the background that's going to be RB powered. You guys will see that later on, so that covers RBs. It's going to be unlike anything I've ever built before. I'm not going for all that power with it, but I still want to sort of make, you know, 700-800 horsepower and have a fun street car. But it's going to be something I've never done before because I want it to be nice. It's a dream car of mine. It's something that I wanted to build for the last 15 to 20 years, so I want it to be I don't know about perfect, but you know, nice, damn near perfect as I can make it. So that one's going to be a long, slow, painful process. And yeah, I don't know, maybe in a year or two, once I get through some of these other bigger builds, I'll look into, I don't know, Falcons are pretty cheap. Maybe I'll buy a Barra Falcon and turbo it and drift it, or buy some little nugget and slap a 2J or 1J or N54 or K series in it or something. But yeah, is there anything you guys would be interested in seeing on the channel and seeing me play around with? I'm not known for holding back. I tend to push things really far, which is why Dazza has the issues that he has. Like customer cars, I'm completely different. I will push them as far as I'm aware is safe, and from there that's it. My shit though, I'm not too worried if it hurts itself. And that's a problem. I should be concerned if it hurts itself and not push them so far. Like I push them harder and harder and harder and harder and squeeze every last little bit out of them that I can, and ultimately they just hurt themselves. But yeah, I'm not trying to make excuses. You know, I know what I've done wrong, and I'm happy to admit that. You know, I've always tried to be as transparent as possible with the channel. But yeah, is there any cool engines you'd like to see me play around with? The 5.3 and LS is something that I'd always wanted to play with. The LS is such a modular engine. They're like Legos, and that really appeals to me. But yeah, you know, there's a bunch of other stuff that works pretty well. So that's where my head's at the moment. Hopefully you guys will understand, and yeah, try and diversify a bit and play around with a bit different stuff. That being said, Might as well give you guys a quick rundown on something that I've been working on recently. Alright, so yeah, that being said, I might as well give you guys a quick rundown on something that I've been working on recently. I'm trying to get it done really quick. I don't want it to be a big, crazy, out of control sort of build. It's not intended to be anything crazy or too special, but it'll be pretty cool. I'm pretty excited. I'm looking forward to it. Is my little Gemini. So I picked this thing up not long ago. I'll try and put some photos up of what it was like when I first got it. But yeah, someone hacked the rad sport out of it for some reason. But it has engine mounts for a V6. I was going to put a K24 in it. They're cheap enough and readily available to get the K24 itself, but it's another $5,000 or so to convert it from wrong way to right way. So I don't have that sort of money. I have very little money at the moment, actually. Christmas sucked. But this one had engine mounts for a V6 in it, so I'm going to put an Ecotech in it because I can. Again, it comes back to their cheap, readily available, decent support for them. I'm not going to turbo this one, so this is going to be an NA Ecotech. I picked this engine and transmission up cheap, so I'm going to be doing 5-speed get drag, cam and heads. 98 fuel it up anywhere. You know, cruise around and have fun. Did a quick nasty paint job on it, so don't get the prettiness of it fool you. It's rough. There's some dings and stuff in it, you know, sort of scattered around all over the car. It is not perfect by any means, but it's decent. You know, it's not bad. I did okay. My first time actually painting a car myself. Ethel, I had a lot of help from a friend. My friend actually did the spray painting part on that one, so yeah, this one is one that I've actually done myself. It's rough, but yeah, it'll be cool. So I'll show you guys this and a bit more about it once I get some more work done on it. I'm here today, Sunday. It's New Year's Eve, so Merry Christmas, New Year's, or Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone watching the channel. Just trying to get some bits and pieces done while I can. I'm just trying at the moment to get the hood lining glued back up, because these glue up and then are held with a pinch weld from the window seal. I got a whole new rubber kit from Rare Spares, so I'm doing all new rubbers in it. There's a real bastard to get these in there. You know, and then doors, all new rubbers. So, you know, it should be a half decent car to and then it doesn't need to make stupid power. Being a Gemini, nice and light. If it makes 200 to 250 wheel through get drag, I will be over the moon. And that will make it a really fun car to cruise around in. It's had a 5-lug conversion on the front. I'll keep the 4-stud on the back. Yeah, and yeah, it's be a cool little thing to bomb around in. So I'm looking forward to it. Trying to get it done as soon as possible because I need to get it out of the need to get it out of the shop. And I want to drive it around, and B, I need the space. So I'm trying to bang through it and get it sorted. I've still got a bit of painting to do. I've got to paint 2 front guards and bonnet, as well as fuel door vent, and get a few other bits and pieces. So yeah, it's a fair bit to do. Hopefully I can get it back together pretty quick. I've only had it for I think 2 or 3 weeks now, and it's already painted and starting to come together. I got to try and fix the sump. It came with an oil pan, but it had been squashed a bit on the pan rail, so it's a bit fucky. So I'll spend a bit of time this afternoon trying to straighten that out, so that way I can get the oil pan fitted to the engine, and then engine and trans I can dummy fit up in the car, and yeah, then it'll come together pretty quick. Tail shaft modified, yeah, tail shaft modified, you know, a few other bits and pieces, and yeah, make a cool little car. Anyway, that's going to be about it from me in this video, guys. Thank you all for watching. Please leave your likes and comments down below. Let me know what you think about my nuggety little Gemini. The shop's doing okay at the moment. Bit quiet the last few weeks, so being Christmas, it was pretty tough. But you know, I'm working through it. Getting the bills paid at the moment, so that's the important thing. Anyway, yeah, don't forget, leave your comments down below what you would like to see. Yeah, I'll still be here playing with V6s. That's never going to change, I don't think. It's still my thing. Excited to have a tinker with an LS. They make dumb power easy. The beauty of 8 pistons smacking around a crank. Anyway, thank you again for watching. Please leave your likes and comments down below, like I've said twice now. Don't forget, unleash the boost CO2 to the world, and I will see you guys in the next one. Probably something to do with the Gemini. Bye bye.